Morning all. It is Thursday the 4th of May. There'll be a couple of videos today. The first one isn't really going to be a training video. As you can see, he's just running around having a sniff. I've had lots of questions, so I thought what I'll do is I'll do a short video on the questions I've had and try and explain some of this stuff. If I forget your question, I do apologise. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. The one question was, good boy, why don't I do a daily video of me training my dog? Which, yeah, I sort of get that, but I can honestly say, if I made a video every day, say for a week or a month, you could watch the first one and then you could watch the one 31 days at the end of the month and you think you just had the first one repeat. Because every day I go out and I hammer the same thing into this dog, and whether that's heel, sit, recall, hunt left, hunt right, go back, retrieve, leave it, whatever it is, every day, twice a day, 7 days a week for the rest of his days. Because having had spaniels before, and if anyone's got a spaniel, you'll know the day you take your foot off the pedal, they'll go, I don't have to do it anymore. But also any dog, anyone that's ever had a one-to-one lesson with me, big thing for me, consistency, repetition. And that's what I tell you. So it's the same for me. So you could say to me, can I come out and watch you train your dog on Friday? And I say, yep. And then you could say, could I come out the following Wednesday? And I say, yep. But the following Wednesday, we will do exactly what we did on the Friday. So to put it in perspective, and I'll try and break it down, as you can see, I'm back up here again. He's just having a chomp on some fresh grass. Wherever I'm going, so whether I'm walking from my house to here, which is about a 5-minute walk, or I'm out about doing lessons in Gloucester and I know there's a park, so from when I get my truck, if I'm in Bristol, especially Thornbury, he's in my truck, from my truck or from my house to where I'm going, he has to walk to heel. No exceptions. If he decides, which he doesn't because I've banged it into him for the last 5 months, if he decides he wants to pull, then we're going to turn and go back the other way. And if I have to walk around the streets for that lesson, then that's what we'll do. When I first got him, I spent just under 3 weeks walking him on a lead around by my house. The actual walk in total time was about 15 minutes, but from my house round the houses by me and back to my house is about 2 minutes. So we were doing 7 laps. Every 5 steps I was saying sit and blowing my sit whistle, blowing the sit command. I did that for 3 weeks. Then I start to let him off and I start blowing the sit whistle when he's right in front of me, and obviously if you watch my videos over time, he starts to go further out, but he'll still sit. So it really is about repetition. So from wherever I am to where I want to go, he has to walk to heel. There's no exceptions. Once we get here, we train and then he goes back home. Because a lot of the other questions sort of fall into the same bracket. Some people say to me, do you let your dog stop to sniff and that when you're out walking? No, I don't. If I go over the field right outside my house in the morning, it might be 5-10 minutes. I get across the field and I say to him, break, that's him, he can go and sniff, he can toilet, he can do what he wants for that 10 minutes. He just can't go too far and I'll pip him to come back. That's it. But once we go out and we train, he has to work. That's it. So he'll hunt in here in a minute for a tennis ball, come back to me and sit. Then he'll hunt again for a tennis ball, come back to me and sit, and so on. Then we'll go over there and he'll do some quartering, and then he'll sit. Then we go over the far end and we do some retrieving, and he'll sit. This is not play, this is work. Structured obedience, even if this was a pet, and not just a pet and a gun dog, but if he was just a pet, I would still bring him here and I'd make him use his nose, make him use his brain. So no, I don't. When I'm out training, he doesn't stop on a lead to sniff or have a wee. He has to walk to heel. That's it. If I bring him here in a minute and he retrieves a tennis ball and then on the way back he stops for a wee, if he's got to go, he's got to go, but he'll still come back to the ball. He's not going off and running around and carrying a ball, chasing anything else out there. So that's that one. Every dog, every dog has the potential to have a work and chill character, but obviously smaller dogs like your Bichon Frises and all that, the Shih Tzus, they don't need lots of energy and like exercise and stuff like that, whereas these obviously do. Working line Labradors, Dobermans, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, and Vizslas, wire-hair pointers, anything like that, even your Jack Russells, you know, they got, even, to be fair, even a French Bulldog, it's not a working line dog, but for anyone that owns a French Bulldog, you'll know they have bundles of energy. Make that brain work. Make the brain work, make him want to work for you and to please you. Because now you see, as you can see, he's just led down chomping in the grass because he thinks that's okay. And it is. He's not causing me a problem. He's still within, staying close to me. He's not running off. If he comes back in a minute, I'll make him sit. There he is, looking, pretending like he's a big lion in the Sahara or wherever it is, Kenyan desert. So, other questions. How long do I train for? Today, given how warm it is, it's probably 19-20 degrees, very little wind, which doesn't help. We will be here probably 20 minutes. We'll go back home and he will sleep for a good couple of hours. Rest of the day he'll just be mooching around in the house, only in the kitchen area, and then we'll come back out again. I've got a gun dog lesson later on today with someone, so when I get back from that, and time I get out tonight, be about 8 o'clock, it's cooler, he'll probably get an extra 10 minutes on top, so he'll get 30 minutes tonight, and then he'll sleep all night. If it was a overcast day, cloudy and not quite so warm, he would get 30 odd minutes now and another 30 minutes later. Some of the other questions I've had are all very similar, but the main one is how do you find the time to train? Because like the amount of people that message me going, we got, for argument's sake, we got 2 young children, we both work, we got to be in such and such by 8:30. I get that, I really do get that, and I put my hands up and admit I am very, very fortunate doing the job I do that he can come with me. But there's 2 points to this I'd like to make. One, in the height of summer, come here, sit up, just sit there. In the height of summer, when it's really hot, he won't come with me because the back of my truck, even though it has a window, it's just too warm. So he'll stay at home. So moving on to question 2, the moment you decide to have an addition to your family, i.e. a dog, whether you've got children already or not, you're making a commitment to putting some time into that dog. So let's say it's the height of summer and the kids got to go to school, you have to leave the house at 8:20. So you normally get up, I don't know, 7 o'clock. By the time you get yourself ready, kids have had their breakfast, you make sure they got everything, you pack their bag, you leave the house at 8:20. For me, one of you should be getting up at 6 o'clock and taking your dog out, because that's the commitment you've made. In the height of summer, when it's too hot, not too hot to train people's dogs, but too hot to like in the summer, a lot of the stuff I do is indoors, like puppies, like people want puppy training in the house and stuff like that, or water training, so we can do it. So in the summer when it's like that, if my first lesson is 8 o'clock in the morning, I will get up at 6 AM and take him out for 40 minutes training before I start my day, and then he'll go back out later that night. And I think that's the commitment everybody should make, because the downside with dogs is it's too easy to have one and say, oh, it's not working, and you send it off to the rescues. Rescues are already overflowing, and trust me, very soon, when the e-collar ban comes in, they will be bursting at the seams, because people who don't understand those collars are about to push a ban which is going to cause havoc for the dog owner, any dog owner. And I will make a separate video on this. But to give you an idea, if I put an e-collar on my dog and I press the button, that generates what we call 5 NJs of electric. If you're walking through the countryside and your dog hits a electric fence that's stopping cows or horses getting out, that is 1,000 NJs. So there's the difference. If your dog hits an electric fence in a farmer's field and it yelps, well, that'll be why. Because that's 1,000 NJs, whereas e-collar, if I put it on my dog, would be 5. But I'm going to make a separate video on the e-collar ban, not because it's going to be a rant, because I really want people who don't understand them or don't know them. You may never need to use one, and that is absolutely fine. But please don't support something that you either don't know enough about or don't need to use. Anyway, I'm not going to digress on that for now. So the main thing is consistency. Get your dog out every day. Keep a routine. If you make the dog sit at the side of a road, make sure you do it at every road. It is quite simple. An 8-week-old puppy, take the first year to train it. Don't listen to your mates who go, oh, I let my dog off, he comes back every time. Because I guarantee at some point your dog won't come back, and that's where your problems will start, because then it won't ever come back. Make your dog understand from the day you get it what you want. So make it sit every time it comes in out of a doorway, every time you go through a gate, every time you cross a road. Recall, practice it in your kitchen, in your garden. Alleyways are a great place to train if there's 2 of you, because a dog can't run off. It's an enclosed space. It's guaranteed success. Make sure you praise your dog when it does what it wants. If you want to use treats, but only reward them for the obedience. Don't wave them to get the obedience. If your dog's not coming, you wave a chew and go, what's this? You're using that treat to get that obedience. The day you forget your treats, your dog will go, no, I'm going to go see Mrs. Miggins over there. And then the other questions I've had, see, if anybody's watched my videos recently, you will have seen my thing about trainers, pretenders, call them what you want. I'm not going to name them as requested by some people, because I don't think that's appropriate. But I went to somebody recently who had been to 2 trainers and was still seeing the 1 trainer. They'd had 2 lessons and not even left the house. So they asked me if I would go and do a lesson. I said, yeah, we're going straight for a walk. They went, we're not going to stay there. I went, no, we're going out. But when they then spoke to the previous trainer and asked for a refund on the lessons they hadn't had, they refused. Said they belonged to an association at part of terms and conditions. For me, that's absolute rubbish. Everyone is self-employed. If they want to refund you, they will. And then secondly, they sent this long-winded email saying, had you stuck with me, we'd have got success, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, it's all right saying that now, but the people had already been to you and nothing had changed. That's like saying, I'd take my car to the garage, but they haven't fixed it, but I paid the bill, but I'll take about 2 more times for them to do the same work. No point. So there is clearly some dog trainers that are following me under a disguise on my page. I'm not going to block them. I have no intention of blocking them, but I'm never going to name them. Let them watch my page. Let them see. I'm happy with how my business is going, with my success rate, with dealing with any issues. People will know I will reply to most people within 4 hours. I will work weekends. I will work bank holidays. I will work evenings to help you out. I'm not aware of any other trainer that will offer you all those options. And the other thing I don't do, I won't take money for lessons up front. I don't tell you have to book a block of 3 or 5 and you only pay me on the day. And a lot of people have their lesson before they even pay me. Billy, come here. Good boy, sit up. Good lad. So as you can see, just from lying down that, he's panting a bit already. So I'm going to stop this video now. There are a lot more questions and I'm going to do a separate video on some more. But please, people, don't give up on your dog. There's too many in rescues, like I said. It's going to probably double, if not triple soon. So work hard. But before you get a dog, make a joint. If it's 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, 1 of you, doesn't matter. You have to make that commitment to put in the effort in. I do see some people, they come to me for a lesson, I say, you got to go away, you got to do this, this and this. And you can just tell. You can tell by their faces and by their whole persona, they have no intention of doing it. Do you know what? That's up to you. I don't chase you up. I don't say why you're not keeping it up. If you don't come back to me, that's fine. I'm not chasing people up. 95% of my clients are fantastic people. They want the right thing for their dog. They want the right thing to build a relationship, and they want to succeed. And those 95% of people will get my attention, my focus. The 5% that can't be bothered won't. It's that simple. Anyway, I'm going to get him doing a little bit of work in here again, and then I'll probably take him over there where that shade is and work a bit in there, and then we might do a couple of the trees, and that'll be it for this morning, because it is getting warmer as I'm standing here. But I'll make another video later this evening, and I won't be here, it'll just be on a playing field. And then tomorrow, at some point, there will be a video around this e-collar ban. I urge everybody to watch it. Please watch it with an open mind. If you've never ever used one and you see the word shock collar, that is the ones that are £40 on Amazon, and I have you will always get my signature to ban those. But this ban that's coming in is going to ban professional collars. So dogs that normally would have had a great life on a collar, living the life of Riley, off the lead, wagging its tail, will now be put to sleep because you can't use a collar. But anyway, like I say, I'm not going to go on about it. The video on that will be coming out hopefully tomorrow. But have a good day all. I'll make a video later of some training. And what I'll do is I'm going to walk around the playing field, and all I'm going to take with me is my dog on a lead and show you some things you can do if you don't take a ball or whatever, no treats, everything like that. Okay, have a good day, and I'll speak later. Bye-bye.